I'm Katie Bowden, and I'm editor of the Moosehead Beer Academy blog. So when Moosehead first asked me to help them out with the blog, I thought, of course, because writing, you don't get a lot of opportunities to write a lot about a certain subject. So it's so great when you do, because you can build on your knowledge and it gets better over time. So I was really excited about the opportunity, but I thought, I don't actually drink beer, so this is going to be interesting. So I learned with our readers, I think, about beer, and it really helped me to be the layperson and to not know anything, to ask a lot of questions and to learn as we go. And I have learned a ton about beer, and now I do drink beer, and I have some favorites, and I have some favorites all across the spectrum of different types of beer. And my husband at home has turned into a beer fanatic. And loves trying new stuff. So everywhere we have to stop at the liquor store and see what's there. and I think that's great, because that's what beer culture has done over the last 10 years. It's exploded. Everybody's trying new things, and having that tasting experience, and then reading a blog like this one or taking a course like ours is going to give you the scientific experience and a little bit of that background, so everyone suddenly has a beer vocabulary, and you could talk about the product in a level of detail that people couldn't before. So I think it's so good for beer as a product, and it's good for consumers, people who love beer. So it's been a really, really fun journey, and I've learned so much, and I thank Daryl and all the other authors for that. Everyone's been so generous with their time, so it's been a good process. For me, getting to know all the people involved in making beer at Moosehead has been the best part, because everybody is so genuine and kind and generous in their time and in talking about what they know. Everybody really wants to share. It's true, we're sharing our passion, right? And it is a very authentic story about beer making. And it's funny, we talk about Moosehead being a family company, and we talk about all the generations of Olins that have been involved. And it's so interesting to see how each generation has a stamp that they put on their time at the company. And each generation has a thing that they brought to the business. And that's been an amazing story to tell. But there's so many other families here. There's so many other people whose families have worked here for multiple generations. And to me, that's so special, because they carry the legacy forward in a multitude of ways. When we first started our research for the blog, we looked at what other blogs were out there, and we found there was a lot of really technical homebrew blogs out there that were just blow your mind with the complexity and sort of put you to sleep. And then there were blogs that were part of other breweries' websites, but we found a lot of those were, you can get our beer 50% off at this pub on this day, very sales-oriented. So there wasn't anything that kind of lived in between those two places and talked about beer making in a way that was still enjoyable to read and engaging. So we thought, okay, there's a little sweet spot there for us. Let's go for it. So from the training course perspective, we also did some research, and there are great courses out there, but we didn't find that there was any that had the soul of the beer company sort of infused in each of the chapters. We didn't find any that had those sort of personalities of the people making the beer built right into it. And so that's what we love about all the stories we've been telling about Moosehead for the past 3 years on the blog. It's just all built together, the people, the passion, and the science all together. So we thought that's sort of what makes our course special. And then there's Daryl, which, Daryl's the best. He brings so much love and care and patience and so much scientific knowledge to the making of beer. He's just an enormous well of information. And now that he's retired, I'm sure it's a little bit devastating for everybody at Moosehead, but he has taught everybody so much during 35 years. Oh my God. So he's a wonderful guy, and I think it's a wonderful thing to kind of build this course as an homage to him, and to really have his stamp on all the content and say, yep, this is how it's done, and this is how it's the correct way to do things. Yeah, I think the beer course is going to be amazing. It was, in developing the content for it, it was a little bit like writing a book on beer, and trying to keep the fun voice of the Beer Academy in it so that it would be enjoyable for people to do. But yeah, it was great, and now that all the pieces are coming together, we've got video bits and illustrated bits, and then the actual course content, I'm starting to see the puzzle come together, and it's going to be a big, cool thing.